welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new here. Happy no makeup day and happy meal prep Monday. I'm excited to share these 3 recipes with you guys. They're absolutely positively delicious. I am more excited than I've been in a while for this week's recipes. Every single one of them was absolutely outstanding. So I have a breakfast, a lunch, and a delicious dessert, a delicious low Smart Point cookie for dessert. So if you want to see what I have in store for this week's meal prep, stay tuned. For my breakfast this week, I'm going to be making cinnamon apple yogurt bowls. These sound so delicious. I'm going to pair these with an egg or eggs, depending on how hungry I am, just to get that little bit of added protein. You are going to be getting some protein in your Greek yogurt, but I am going to have an egg or 2 as well. So let me show you what is in our cinnamon apple yogurt bowls. First, you're going to need some sweetener of your choice. You guys know the Monkfruit from Lecanto is my favorite. Also, some non-fat Greek yogurt, golden raisins. You can either use walnuts or pecans. I have walnuts here. I actually have both, but I really like walnuts with raisins. So I'm going to do walnuts. These are from Nutstop. There is a link down below for Nutstop to save you guys 10% if you're interested. So I have these walnut pieces here from Nutstop. You'll also need some sort of sweet apple. So I picked up Fuji, and then simple seasonings of cinnamon and nutmeg. So let's get started on our cinnamon apple yogurt bowls. So step number 1 is prepare our apples. So I'm going to peel, dice, and core these apples. I'm just going to put them here in a bowl and set them aside. We're actually going to cook these down to make a pie filling of sorts. So let's get these apples peeled and diced.
I don't think we got enough time to sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. Oh, no. There was a part of me that knew that.
All right, so let's get our apples ready. So you're gonna pull out a saucepan. You can see that I have my 5 apples that I chopped up. And we're gonna cook these down again, kind of making a pie filling of sorts. And that's what we're gonna use to top our yogurt. And that's what's gonna give our Greek yogurt the sweetness. This should be absolutely delicious. I am so excited for this. What I did also is the recipe makes 1 serving, so I just times the recipe by 5. So the recipe calls for 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. So I have 7 teaspoons of the Lecanto monk fruit sweetener. And I did the exact same thing with the raisins. I have 5 tablespoons of golden raisins, and I just weighed those out on my food scale. So it was 50 grams of raisins. And then we're just going to add in cinnamon and nutmeg. And it does say to go ahead and do the cinnamon and nutmeg to your liking. So I'm gonna start with just a little bit of both and throw it on the stove, and let's see kind of how cinnamony our apples get. So I have my apples here. I've went ahead and stirred them just to mix the cinnamon and nutmeg in, and we are going to cover these and cook these for 16 to 18 minutes or until our apples are softened. So we're ready to put together our yogurt bowls, but disclaimer, I realized that the recipe was actually 2 servings for those ingredients. So I ended up doing 10 servings worth of the apple raisin mixture. But I did only do the 5 servings of the walnuts. It is 2 tablespoons of walnuts per yogurt bowl, and it is 1 tablespoon of raisins. Even with my mistake, it still only ends up being 1 tablespoon of raisins per bowl. That is 1 point. So the moral of the story is, although I screwed up the servings in the recipe, my bowls are actually 2 smart points less than the original recipe, even with the mistake, and that's dividing this whole mixture into 5 servings instead of 10, because I used a sugar alternative and not an actual sugar. So it's a win-win. So I just wanted to let you guys know, just watch the recipe because it's actually 2 servings for that amount of ingredients. So now let's put these bowls together. So each bowl has 1 cup of non-fat Greek yogurt, and again, I'm using the YVETTE. So 1 cup is 170 grams. So even though it's 0 points, I still don't want to overdo the yogurt. So I have my food scale here. I have it set 2 grams, and I'm just gonna put my bowl on there zero it out, and then I'm gonna add 170 grams here of my non-fat yogurt, and that's going to be 1 cup. And then that way I'm, again, even though it's 0 points, I'm not overdoing the yogurt, because that's just, it's too many calories. You still kind of want to watch your calories, and it's going to be more yogurt than topping ratio, and I don't want that either. So there we have it, 170 grams of non-fat Greek yogurt. What I would recommend that you do is go ahead and measure out your bowls of yogurt and put those into the refrigerator, and then before you eat it, add your apples and your walnuts. But I want to show you guys a completed bowl. So I'm actually gonna do my 5 bowls of yogurt, and then I'm gonna make one up so that you can see what the final bowl looks like.
I don't think we got enough time to sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies.
So I have my yogurt measured out at 170 grams per bowl. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and pop the lid on 4 of these bowls. And what I'm going to do when I go to eat these throughout the week is I'm going to add my apple mixture and my 1/5 of the walnuts to the bowl at the time that I eat it. That way these don't become soggy and this doesn't just soak into the yogurt. It's going to be a little more tasty, a little more fresh that way. So I'm gonna pop lids on 5 of my bowls, and then I'm gonna go ahead and make up 1 yogurt bowl for you, because you know what? I think I'm gonna have that for breakfast this morning. So I have my bowl that I'm gonna go ahead and prepare for you. So I want 1/5 of these walnuts, so I'm just going to kind of add approximately 1/5 of walnuts to my bowl here. It's about a tablespoon. So I'm gonna just do about a tablespoon worth of the walnuts. I am breaking them up into smaller pieces just so I get a little more walnut bang for my points buck here. So I'm gonna go ahead and add those. And then I'm going to add 1/5 of my apple mixture here as well. It is still pretty warm. It will be a little thicker, and it will also be less warm, of course, once it's refrigerated, and then you add it right before serving. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and add on my apples. So there is my cinnamon apple yogurt bowl. This looks so good. It literally smells like apple pie. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna go ahead and just sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon, just kind of right over the top of my bowl, and this is my breakfast. So let me tell you the smart points. With the way that I did the recipe using the sugar alternative, it is 4 smart points per bowl on whatever plan you follow. If you follow the actual recipe and you use the real raw sugar, it is going to be 6 smart points per bowl no matter what plan you follow. So this, my friends, with an egg is going to be anywhere from 4 smart points, and then if you add an egg, it could be 6 to 8 on the green plan, or it is 4 smart points on the blue and purple, even when you add an egg. For lunch this week, I'm going to be making chicken Parmesan meatballs with homemade marinara. I love meatballs. You guys know I meal prep these a lot. They're easy, they last through the whole week, they're low points, and they're delicious and filling. So let me show you what is in my meatballs for this week. First, you're going to need some minced garlic. You can also use fresh garlic, panko breadcrumbs, olive oil. I have avocado oil, but really just any type of oil. A large can of crushed tomatoes, minced onion, red chili pepper flakes, Italian seasoning, and basil. You can also use fresh basil. You'll need an egg, some salt and pepper, Parmesan cheese, lemon zest, and then 1 pound of 98% or leaner ground chicken. So let's get started on my lunches for the week. So let's put together some meatballs. So I have my 1 pound of 98% ground chicken. To that, I'm going to add 1/3 cup of Parmesan cheese. I'm also going to add 1/3 cup of the panko breadcrumbs, 1 little egg, and then we're gonna add some seasoning. So I have some pepper here. So again, just kind of add it to your liking. I like a lot of seasoning, as you guys know. So I'm gonna add some pepper and some pink salt to my chicken. And then we're gonna move on to some Italian seasoning. And I'm gonna add approximately a teaspoon or so of that. And then as far as the red pepper flakes go, I'm not the biggest fan of spice. So I'm literally going to put in a dash because I don't want my meatballs overly spicy. And then I have about 1/2 of an onion's worth of minced onion. And then I have 2 cloves of garlic. And then the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and zest a little bit of lemon.
I don't think we got enough time to sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still I'm caught by surprise. I thought you'd always be mine. Oh yeah. I guess our dreams fell asleep.
So here are our 24 meatballs. I'm gonna throw these in a 400-degree oven for about 10 minutes. Then I'm gonna pop them under the broiler for another couple of minutes so that they get nice and browned. And let's put together the homemade marinara to top our meatballs. For our homemade marinara, I added 1 tablespoon of my avocado oil to a large saucepan and a couple of teaspoons of minced garlic. I'm gonna let this cook down until the garlic has started to brown and become fragrant, and then we're gonna go ahead and add in the tomato sauce. Also to our sauce, we're gonna go ahead and add in some more of the red chili pepper flakes. Again, I don't like a lot of spice, so I'm just literally going to do a dash. And then I'm also going to add just a pinch of salt and about a teaspoon of basil. And then we're gonna let this cook down for just a few minutes, just until those flavors have a chance to meld, and then we'll set this aside. When our meatballs come out of the oven, we are going to pop them in the sauce and let them kind of simmer in there for a few minutes to really absorb all of those flavors. To go with my meatballs, I'm gonna make up a pack of the Idaho and Baby Reds mashed potatoes. I am not a faux potato person, but these are absolutely delicious. Very easy to make. You add the package to a pan and then you add in 2 cups of water. The package makes 4 servings at 4 Smart Points a piece, but I actually need 5 servings because I need them for all 5 days, so it'll only be 3 Smart Points per serving for potatoes with my meatballs. My meatballs are done. These smell so good. I can smell the cheese and that makes me happy. So there are my meatballs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to put them here with my tongs into my sauce. And basically I'm gonna let them kind of simmer in the sauce for just a few minutes. I have my sauce on like really, really low temperature. And then we're gonna go ahead and divide these out over the mashed potatoes in our meal prep containers. So I divided my potatoes into 5 equal servings in the big compartment of my meal prep. And then I have my meatballs here. So each day I can have 5 meatballs and 1/5 of the sauce. Oh my goodness, this looks so delicious. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my meatballs poured here over my potatoes. I'm also gonna pair this with a veggie, so I'll show you guys that as well. But let me get the meatballs put here into my containers and I'll be back to show you what veggie I'm having as well. Look at this. Oh my goodness. This is a huge serving of meatballs and mashed potatoes. I'm so excited. So for a veggie in the small compartment here, I put these in frozen. I'm going to be using the Northwest blend. This is basically broccoli, carrots, green beans, yellow carrots, wax beans, and red peppers. Here's kind of what the blend looks like. I'm just going to be putting that into the small compartment. I always just put it in frozen because then that way when I warm it up, I just add a little bit of spray butter, some salt and pepper, and the veggies really turn out perfect. So I would encourage you to go ahead and put your veggies in frozen. So I'll get these put into the small compartment. I'll be back to show you my entire lunch along with what else I'm going to be having and give you the Smart Points. So here is my lunch. I could not be more excited. What a huge, delicious lunch. And wait until you guys hear the Smart Points. So each day I'm going to be having 1/5 of the marinara and meatballs. So that's a total of 5 meatballs per day. And you saw that I put 1/5 of the potatoes on the bottom. So the potatoes are 3 Smart Points and you can have 5 of the meatballs with the sauce for 2 Smart Points. That's it. And you guys, that's on every plan. So this Parmesan meatballs over potatoes is a total of 5 Smart Points on all the plans. And then I just, again, am pairing it with some of those Northwest vegetables. I'm also going to have some blueberries. I'm about to wash these up and bake these up for the week. And then for dessert, I'm going to be having one of my Choco Right peanut butter cup patties. You guys know I love these. You get 2 of these delicious Reese's dupe patties in a package for 2 Smart Points. They are 35 calories a piece. They have fiber, which helps keep you full, and they are literally the best dupe for a Reese's. I love them. And the pack of 2 of those is 2 Smart Points. And I buy these off of the Nettrition website. There's a link down in the description box below. Click the link and you can do lots of shopping. There's tons of WW friendly foods on there, and this is a must have. So 1 package of my peanut butter cups. So this lunch, for lunch, blueberries, veggies, and dessert, is a total of 7 Smart Points on all plans. For a sweet treat this week, I'm going to be making a no-bake peanut butter oatmeal cookie. Yes, no-bake cookies. I've been craving these. I keep seeing them at my local bakery. I don't want to buy them because they're 8 million Smart Points, so I decided to make a WW-friendly version. So let me show you what is in our no-bake cookies. You'll need some almond milk or milk alternative of your choice, Lakanto monk fruit sweetener or another sugar substitute, rolled oats, unsweetened cocoa powder, Jif whips, vanilla extract, salt, and light butter. So let's get started on these cookies. So the first thing we need to do is take our 3 cups of rolled oats, add those to a bowl, and then we're gonna add about 1/4 teaspoon of salt and mix that together. You just wanna make sure that salt gets nice and incorporated with your oats. And then we are going to pop our butter and sugar and milk and all the good things on the stove to create the liquid for our no-bake cookies. So for the chocolate goodness of our cookies, I have 10 tablespoons of light butter here in a small saucepan. I'm gonna let this melt down a little bit, and then we're gonna add in our 1/2 cup of almond milk and our 1 1/4 cup of monk fruit sweetener.
I don't think we got enough time to sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still I'm caught by surprise. I thought you'd always be mine. I guess our dreams fell asleep.
Once the butter is completely melted, the sugar and almond milk are combined, we're gonna go ahead and add in our 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. And again, we're gonna whisk that together, and we wanna bring this to a boil and let this boil for a few minutes until it starts to thicken. You want at the right consistency, which is a little thicker for the no-bake cookies. Otherwise, the liquid agent isn't enough to bind those oats together. Once you remove your mixture from the stove, it has thickened up quite a bit. We're gonna go ahead and add in our 10 tablespoons of Jif whips. I did just measure this out on my food scale. And then this is gonna melt really nicely with that chocolate. Oh my gosh, who doesn't love peanut butter and chocolate together? And in my opinion, you have to have peanut butter in a no-bake cookie. It's just not a no-bake without peanut butter. So there's our 10 tablespoons of Jif whips. And then we're also going to add in just about 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And then again with our mixer here, our whisk, we're just gonna mix this until that peanut butter is melted through the chocolate, and then we're gonna pour this over the oats. So go ahead and take that peanut butter chocolate goodness and pour that into the oats. And then you're gonna take your spoon and you're just gonna mix until everything is nice and combined. And then we are gonna pull out a cookie scoop, a fairly small one, because this batch makes 28 no-bake cookies. So we want probably the smallest of the set of cookie scoops. I'll show you the one I'm gonna use, and my set is linked in my Amazon store. It was so inexpensive for, I think, 3 or 4 different sizes of the cookie scoop. So just get the chocolate mixed in really good with your oats. Look at that. Oh my gosh, looks so good. So let me grab my cookie scoop and we'll get these put onto a baking sheet covered with parchment paper and let these cool. So I've got my cookie scoop. This is the one I'm using. It is the smallest one because I want to make sure that I get 28 cookies. So I'm just going to take my scoop, and onto my sheet with the parchment paper, I'm going to go ahead and add a scoop. And again, my goal is 28 no-bake cookies. Once we get these scooped out, I'm just going to throw this in the fridge and let it cool, and it should harden and make an absolutely delicious peanut butter chocolate no-bake. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for these.
Sort out all the lies, oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still I'm
So let's get these in the fridge and let these cool a little bit, and I'll be back to show you the completed cookie and give you the Smart Points. I just pulled the no-bakes out of the refrigerator. These look so delicious. They have hardened, so they're actually a nice, delicious no bake cookie now. So let me give you guys the smart points for these. They are 2 smart points per no bake on all plans. If you are on the green or the blue plan, if you decide that you're gonna have 2 no bake cookies, it jumps up to 5 smart points. If you are on the purple plan, you get a little bonus. You can have 2 of these no bake cookies for 3 smart points, or you can have 3 cookies for 5 smart points. But what a great points bang for your buck, and you get chocolate peanut butter no bake cookies. So here are my snacks for the week. So of course, for my morning snack, as always, I will be having a Built Bar. You guys don't forget, they extended the promotion for their huge Built Bar sale. As you can see, this is one of the limited edition new flavors. This is the peanut butter brownie. This is delicious. The other new flavor that came out is banana nut bread, which is also equally as delicious. These 2 new flavors are 4 smart points a piece, and they are only available through January 31st. And with that limited availability, Built Bar is also giving you 15% off anything on the site. That includes Built Boost or any flavor of Built Bar. If you use my code here on the screen, you'll get that 15% off. You just enter it at checkout and the discount will be applied. So not only should you take advantage of getting these delicious limited edition flavors, highly recommend both of them. Also, take advantage of 15% off everything on their site. And again, there is a link down in the description box, and my code is here on the screen. So I will be having a Built Bar every day for my morning snack, and that ranges between 3 and 4 smart points depending on the Built Bar. Also, I'm going to be having some of my Good Bean sea salt chickpeas. I picked these up at Costco. These are super delicious. You can have 1 serving of these. These are organic too, by the way, for 3 smart points. And a serving is 1 ounce or 28 grams, which honestly is quite a lot of these chickpeas. They are so delicious. So I've really been enjoying them. As you can see, they are again organic, non-GMO, and gluten-free. So that is a 3 smart point snack. And again, I picked those up at Costco. And then also as an option, I have a couple of 2 good yogurts left, and this granola that I got from Nutstop. You guys, this granola is so good. This is the cranberry granola. What I do is I put 1 smart point worth of it on top of my yogurt, just to give my yogurt that little bit of crunch and kick of the granola. Nutstop, I have a link for you guys down below for that. Like I mentioned with my other breakfast prep, it is 10% off for you guys. No affiliate link, just a discount for you, and that is linked down below. So that would be a 3 smart point snack, 2 for the yogurt and 1 for the little bit of granola. So those are going to be my snacks for the upcoming week. Thank you for joining me on another weekly WW meal prep. I hope you are as excited about these 3 meals as I am. Let me just tell you again, they are absolutely delicious and must make recipes. All of the recipes are linked down in the description box below, along with my links to my favorite things and all of the discount codes that I have that can save you some money on some excellent WW products. Also in the description box is the link to my Facebook group. If you have not joined us, we would love to have you join our community. It is such a wonderful, positive, exciting place to be. I am very active on there, so it's easy to interact with me, ask your questions, and all of the 13,000 members are there to support you on your weight loss journey. So head on over and join us there. Also, if you're new, welcome. I'm so excited you stopped by and checked out this week's meal prep. I'd love it if you take a moment and subscribe and hit the little notification bell so that you just get a little note every time I upload a new video. That way you're not missing out, because I do upload most days of the week. Thumbs up this video if you love yourself some meal prep, and leave those comments down below. I want to know, what recipe of the 3 are you most excited about? Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to watch my video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
What's it like